So today we're going to try very slowly understand the differences between two female hormones that are often interchangeably confused. So this is quite familiar in a lot of female groups that one starts to not just dress the same, but actually start to sound the same as the other one. So it's quite important for us to differentiate without allowing them to lose their power and their place. So, in this one, we're going to speak about estrogen and progesterone. All right. So, estrogen, let's say, is the first queen. She's the one that will tell us where the party's at, what to dress, where to go. So she will be the first one. All right. So this one will come, obviously, if she's the first, she's the brain. She's coming from the brain. So this one would then come from our pituitary gland. So anterior pituitary gland. All right. So she's the brain. She's coming all the way from the brain. And she basically starts up the process. So that's a very big thing. So she starts it up. She plans. So if she starts, then we understand that she helps to mature the egg. Okay. Remembering that the location for the party would be the ovaries. And yeah, she basically gets things ready. So let's repeat to here if we understand Queen O. So Queen O again starts up the party. So she's the brain behind everything, meaning she's coming from our pituitary gland, which again is found in the brain. She starts it up, meaning she begins the maturation of our egg in the ovary. So really cool way to remember this one is O is for O. So basically, estrogen is for ovaries. Estrogen is for ovaries. Then we have our little Miss Party. So she's the one that actually didn't plan the party, but she can hold down the after party. So this is the one that does not stop once the party has started. So this is our after party. So you can imagine our after party starts at the party. So this one is mostly post ovulation. So ovulation is the release of the egg after the maturation of the egg, right? So we'll go through the process shortly. But post ovulation would be after our matured egg has been released. So then our progesterone is kind of set off from like the leftovers of the party. So basically, our follicle, which is our matured egg. So let's do this slowly. So our matured egg, right? Our after party would also be our corpus luteum, which then would release our progesterone. All right. So if we think about this a little bit, just to help us kind of understand, we have someone that plans the party. The planning of the party comes from the brain, the pituitary gland. This then acts at the party scene, which is the ovaries. At the ovaries, kind of get everyone going. They're the matured egg. Now, if you realize after a little bit of partying, you're not the same person. So now we call you the corpus luteum. So this is the matured egg that then now becomes a corpus luteum. So this is the partied version of you, right? At the partied version of you, people say, ooh, I want to go home. But progesterone says, listen, I can keep the party going. So it basically maintains the party. So it maintains the vibe. It maintains the energy. That's the key word. It will maintain what we know in our body as the endometrium. All right, so this is basically the lining within the uterus, all right? So it will basically just kind of keep it going post this big word ovulation and keeps our lining going, all right? So We can go in a little bit deeper, but now you can definitely already see the differences. So let's jump into a picture that maybe helps us a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's a good illustration. So we see at the very beginning that our estrogen, number one, is higher than the concentration of progesterone because estrogen would be released first. It is released directly into our ovaries, all the way from the pituitary gland. In the ovaries, it'll mature our egg. Our matured egg turns into a corpus luteum. Yes. This corpus luteum has now released its egg all at day 14. And now watch how estrogen drops. So yes, estrogen will definitely still be present, but you must realize that it's not our determining hormone right now. So right now, the big hormone that we really need to understand and see is how progesterone now keeps everything going. They keep the energy up. So estrogen might have a little bit of a role to play in the endometrial lining, but watch now how progesterone peaks. So it keeps the party going. When estrogen is like, "Whoa, I need a rest," it's like, no, I can keep this lining going. And basically, it keeps the lining going. And if anything, if we want to see the hormone of pregnancy, we're actually testing for a different version of progesterone, but it is a branch of progesterone. So very nicely, now we see how progesterone kind of acts thereafter. All right. So in essence and in summary, remember that O is O. So estrogen is ovaries, and our post-party PP is progesterone. So I think this is a good way to celebrate something that we completely understand the differences, at least between these two friends. There is another two friends that these ones are maybe a little bit more vibey together. These ones vibe differently, opposites, but we can see how in their opposites, they can definitely work together. So let's jump on to another one and now talk about two friends that are coming straight from the brain. Can you guess which two we're going to talk about next?